you mentioned kind of going down to 10K. Like, is that where you're kind of expecting a bottom? Like, what's kind of your outlook for Bitcoin, and maybe if you have like a time horizon on that?
Sure. So I think this is a boring view, but I mean, sometimes views are boring. And my view is that we just chop. And so chop into probably like into Q1 of next year. And then I think that's the point where you'll probably get more visibility on Fed policy being, the Fed being done hiking. You're also going to eventually get into the better part of the halving cycle, which will be helpful. And then in terms of where we bottom, I mean, the tech levels were pretty good on the way up, and they haven't been very good on the way down. And the reason I think for that is that techs are a lot of behavior. There's a lot of behavioral element to technical analysis. So when it's like a behavioral story on the way up, the levels kind of the levels like 69K, obviously being the ultimate meme level, work. But on the way down, there's a lot more forced selling and liquidation. And forced selling and liquidation doesn't care about technicals. So if you're looking for levels, like 20 obviously was that huge breakout in whenever that was, I guess late 2020. And we briefly went below that on the weekend, down to 17.5. The other level, so basically buying between 20 and 10. I mean, I know that's a super wide window, but if you're buying for like longer term insurance, I think that's the window to buy. The reason I'm looking at like down to 10 is 11.4 is 85% off the highs. And so in first crypto winter, we were 84% off the highs. And there's a weird commonness, I don't know if that's a word, but commonness to 85% drawdowns in super speculative assets. Like if you go through the list of like what are the big bubbles in the last like 25 years, so crypto in 2017 obviously was one, NASDAQ 2000, housing in 2006, all of those things, Nikkei in 1990, all of those things went high to low 85%. So 85% is 11.4 in Bitcoin. So I feel like that's like a reasonable place to kind of think that, I mean, I don't think it goes that far down, to be honest, but that would be like worst case scenario.